Welcome to the world of bitches.
I'll allow
The
it.
fuck?
I'll allow it.
Yes.
And because I've gone and written a script, I'll do the recap again. Because not all is lost. Last week our heroes learned a great deal. Despite his untimely decapitation, there is still hope that Crabman can rejoin the fold, given that the group can reach the island of the Green Wizard, a mage renowned, at least in the circles of Schlatt and Wilbur, for being able to allow others to cheat death. Fortunately for our brave adventurers, Vidence has delivered them to someone who can deliver them to the island. Theodore Blauman, captain of the Captain Morgan's Revenge. Now, the Revenge is slated to leave sometime in the night, and considering that the four of you, as well as Nikki and Vidence, appear to be the only passengers for this voyage, you should have a fair bit of time to shop. I'm going to set a timer for, say, 30 minutes. And if we haven't finished preparing for that, and if you guys haven't finished your shopping by then, tough titty. Before that, however, but right before you all split off to go shop, Vidence picks Maxwell up around his waist and walks off perpendicular, taking the two of them into an alleyway, seemingly void of people. A guard rounds the corner, and then rounds it again as soon as he sees Vidence. Vidence takes a look around, makes sure no one's around, and sets Maxwell down.
Maxwell is like mid-puff.
If anyone asks, I was showing you a trick of how to delay your moon transformations from back when I was able to willingly transform. If you say anything else to anyone, I will do worse than kill you. He takes a deep breath, but does not exhale. He takes another, and does not exhale. He takes a third, holds it for a moment, looks up, and lets his breath out slowly. And instead of seeing the vapor of cold air, smoke billows out of his mouth, covering his body. It's a sort of a thick, odorless smoke, which covers him like a veil. A moment later, the wind picks up, revealing not the Vidence you've seen so far, but a young human, no older than 30, but certainly not younger than 25, with pink hair to his shoulders and very round glasses.
What the fuck?
The only signs that it's still Vidence are his black armor, which is adjusted to his new size, and that's the axe. I prefer to be in the form you usually see. It's stronger and stronger as me, but you need help. I don't want to waste too much valuable shopping time, so I'll tell you this. On the next new moon, clench your fists as hard as you can, right? And think of the sensations that first transformation gave you. The rush of your nose getting stronger, the ringing from the world getting louder, the strain from your vision getting sharper. Think of the feeling of your hair, or I guess fur for you, laying on your skin, rustling in the wind. Imagine how much smaller everyone and everything else suddenly became. If you can get to the point where you can transform fully into what society recognizes as the Wolfman on the new moon, you'll be able to flip back and forth like the bolt on your gun. He huffs and puffs, and suddenly the large pink werebore again. Dye is good for expression. If you bleach, though, avoid sensitive areas, especially if you're going to cover those areas with clothing or armor anyways. Like, really avoid your dick if you bleach. It's not worth it. He walks away, presumably to catch up with someone, and your 30 minutes to shop starts now. I've made 3 stores, so if you want to find something not in those stores, let me know. And one of those stores is basically ask and get it.
I am currently down. My internet just kicked the bucket, so I don't have access to Roll20, but I will just get a
I could share my screen. I could share.
Potion of I know what
market image, right?
I'm going to get already. So
yeah. Okay, you know what you're gonna get.
I'm working on getting back up.
So let me tell you the potion prices before you make any So regular.
I don't know
healing,
how much gold I have either, so.
I can also check that. I remember you had a decent amount. Not as much as Aoife, but not as broke as Maxwell. You have about between your platinum and gold, about 1,500 gold. Regular healing potions, the 2d4 plus 2 is 50 gold, and each tier after that triples. So a greater healing potion is 150 gold, superior healing potion is 450 gold, and a supreme healing potion is 900 gold. Another potion that's available is called a potion of watchful rest, which lets you take a long rest but be awake, and that's 125 gold.
I'll take one Gradle and one Watchful West.
One greater and one watchful rest, so that's 275 gold, which brings you to 98 platinum and 327 gold. And then I'm not gonna. And then when as I put them in your inventory, I'm not gonna call it potion of. So the items are just going to be watchful rest and you said greater healing.
Greater healing.
Okay. Okay. And I already. Let me know when your roll 20 unkicks the bucket.
It's not roll 20.
Yeah, it's your internet.
Entire internet.
So, what all shops are there?
So, there is the
drop-down menu.
the Dawn Quarter Apothecary, Raoul's Confectionery, and Mr. Sordium's Item Emporium for named shops. And then there's, anything you can find for sale in the Player's Handbook, as well as, and if you want to be looking for something else, just like we can chat it out. We've got 25-ish minutes.
I would like to look for springs, obviously. For gun springs.
So are you going to buy that spring we were talking about before session?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be 50 gold. So when you mark it in your
one platinum.
When you mark it in your inventory, mark it as recoil spring, so that when I look at it later, you have it. And then it seems that you don't exactly have the funds to be experimenting with springs right now.
Yeah.
But you notice that those sort of tinkering shops are kind of abundant in New Amsterdam. So
I wouldn't know what type
of
of springs the pepper box uses, though, right?
None.
The pepper box uses no springs. Good to know.
Wait. There might be one spring for the hammer, but it's not as complicated a thing as, like, you'd have one spring to hold the hammer in place. Like, there's just a spring for the trigger assembly.
But I know what springs are used for the carbine, though.
Yeah, you would know that you intimately know your guns.
Okay,
You've had
so
more than enough time to do that. But would the party let Aoife run off on her own to go shopping?
I'm sure Jade would be with her. Maxwell is also high. Also, we were just at a bar.
I'm back online. So,
Okay.
First off, no, Aoife, I would be with Aoife.
Ah, that's right.
Where would Aoife usually be in a crowd? Let me ask you that.
In a crowd?
Yes.
So
Whoever the hell she wants to be.
So it's like early evening. So like the streets aren't very crowded. Like if let's say one person standing at one end of a block, another person standing at another, there's few enough people that your vision is blocked. Also, this is something I wasn't able to like say last time because Aoife wasn't here for it to be said to. As you were carrying, as you carried Crabman's hammer, the crab hammer, you noticed that like as you carried it, you got stronger and felt a little more presence. Aoife has while attuned to the crab hammer, Aoife has a strength score of 18 and a constitution score of 18. And a proficiency in the athletic skill.
Proficiency in athletics. Got it.
I already had the item adjust your ability scores.
I know. I noticed.
Which I think that would actually boost your hit points.
By the way, we would swing by the candy shop. If I was with Aoife, we would definitely swing by the candy shop.
Oh, good.
No, I can't help but notice you don't have any prices for anything in the candy shop, so...
Right. And you were 2 points higher, so 1. You have to... Yeah. But did you read the candy shop?
I did.
So what real world candy would Aoife be after?
Caramel bites.
Caramel bites. Okay. So you notice that.
He's got a thing
So
for
the caramel bites are in a fairly big jars, and they're sold by the jar. One jar of the caramel, and these, one jar of. When you think of a random brand name.
What's the one that starts with a W?
Oh, Werther's?
Werther's original.
Oh, is that butterscotch I'm thinking about?
Those are butterscotch, I think.
Okay.
But I think Werther's.
No, wait, Werther's is... Hold on, now I have to look it up.
So each jar of caramels is 50 caramel bites.
They're caramel.
I looked my mind on that stable again.
That jar of caramels is a little on the all of the candy here is on the pricey side. It's 100 gold pieces for a jar of caramels. It's a jar of 25 caramels.
Those is some expensive ass caramels.
Hey Jojo, out of curiosity, what's the gloves of rings?
Gloves of rings. I am glad you asked. Because that's the only one I managed to write up. So, if you ask Mr. Assordium, he says, I don't know, there's hooks to attach rings to. It's a novelty item more than anything. But from what you can tell, these are the type. This is the type of thing that lets you basically switch up what magic rings you're using.
Ooh.
So, I forgot to. So you can attach 10 rings to it, and well, you can attach up to 10 rings to it, a 5 on each hand, and you can choose one. And as an action, you can choose one ring from each glove to gain the benefits of.
Shit.
But if any of the rings you have are cursed, you experience the curse of the ring when it's attached to the glove of rings, even if you're not gaining its benefits.
It could be highly used.
So is Aoife gonna buy a jar of caramels?
Oh, she's already bought 2.
Bought 2.
Yeah, like, hold on, I want to roll this. Perception. What is my perception check on this? I did not notice this.
Just walked up there, bought 2 of them, shoved them right into her bag of holding, and is perusing the candy shop even further.
What are some other real-world candies that would catch Aoife's eyes? Okay.
Honestly, just about anything.
Just about anything? What's your favorite
She's
candy?
a child. My favorite? Probably Snickers.
Snickers? Twix? Okay, so like...
Also had a thing for peanut butter cups recently.
Yeah. So, you give Aoife a ton of money and she's in a candy shop. How much candy is she gonna buy?
As much as she can get away with.
I'd like to try to buy a pair.
Alright, what's next on the list? What's next on the list? What do you think? What do you think would next catch Aoife's eye?
It has lost sight of Aoife.
Honestly, probably some like gummy bears or something.
Gummy bears?
Gummy bears.
Okay. So the gummy bears are sold in the gummy bears are a lot less expensive. It's 10 gold pieces for a bag of gummy bears, which has about 2 handfuls of gummy bears.
No, it'd help if I learned how to spell.
Holy shit, 20,000 gold for that?
It's cursed. You don't want it.
Right.
It has me intrigued.
Yes. So these are priced. So these prices aren't like So they are not magic items. Like they're not priced as magic items. They're priced as collector's items. So the Brone Crown. So if you want to. So. In the as on like as a note under the display case has a short summary of the Undying Queen. She was a cannibal and a tyrant who a cannibal, a tyrant, generally evil, but she was an incredibly powerful mage. And when she died, her gear was looted much in the way any boss enemy's gear is. There's a sword. There's a couple of swords, a scepter, and some robes lying around us that are in circulation as well. the Undying Queen is not much of a taboo subject among scholars who have made it to the colonies, but on the mainland, talking about the Undying Queen still brings up harsh memories for some of the longer-lived folks.
Most of the stuff on there is too rich Otto's blood anyways.
It's gonna be a high-low day.
Yeah. And how many bags of gummy bears did Eva buy?
3.
3.
Every time you're buying something, I'm trying to do a roll perception to see if
We have 13 minutes. Otto, is there anything that you would be specifically searching for? Like, I know that a couple of these items have caught your eye, but are you going to buy any of them? Or do you just want to look for something generic? And by generic, I mean like something you can find in official sources.
The gloves of rings would be useful if Otto had ring.
Would you like mention this aloud to Mr. Assordium?
Yeah. But it also doesn't.
He tells you that that the solid emerald ring he has would be great for holding an enchantment, and he takes a box of rings and sort of like plops it, and you get basically the the sound Sonic makes when you punch him in the face.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes that sound as he plops it on the counter.
Oh, a lot of
rings. I know what they all are because I've marked them all. But like none of them are very. And while they're all very useful to people like you, they're not very useful to people like me because they're not very unique. They're all good, right? Well, most of them are good. I think some of these are just untarnished. Like, a ring that never tarnishes.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you've heard about it, I have it. Rings are an easy bargaining tool. Rings are, these make for great a magic ring will, magic always has value. Gold might not. They're great for trading, especially when people don't take gold as payment. I do take gold as payment.
Jed's gonna call out Aoife.
She just turns around with arms full of candy going, huh?
Yes, I...
Have you seen Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium? Wait, never mind.
I did.
I
looked at the sheep.
Never mind. I forgot that the main character in that was played by a big name actor. So Mr. Assordium is actually a woman who looks strikingly like Natalie Portman.
Wow. Well, she is the one. Spoilers for the movie, but she is the one who inherits the shop after he dies.
Damn, now I have to put a fucking spoiler warning for a movie from 2007 on my video. God damn it. God damn it.
I did say spoiler before I spoiled it, so...
That's okay, I wasn't listening, it's all good.
Okay. I just wanted to mention that because that was the...
crab with perception.
Because the name Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium was the inspiration for Mr. Assortium side of Emporium. So are there any particular rings that would peak? First, let me see how much money Otto has.
Yeah. Do you remember when I threw all of my gold into our base?
What?
What? You spent money on your base?
No,
Base?
I stored it
Yeah, you
in
stored
our,
it.
in our fort. I don't remember how much it was because I took it off the character.
Why would you take it off the character sheet?
Because that wasn't gold that I had percent.
Did you write that down somewhere?
I thought we did. I seem to find it. But,
Oh, and we didn't. I don't think we recorded that
Finally!
session.
Recorded that.
Let's see if I can find it.
yes, I am.
Okay, I'm gonna pause the timer for a moment, just because I'm not. Because I'm gonna be focused on searching. Oh. Yeah, we didn't record that session. Oh, but was it maybe the gold you got from Schlatt? How about this? We'll call it, because I can find how, because I'm pretty sure. Drew, do you remember how much Aoife was paid by Schlatt for the raid on the base?
Not a clue.
Okay, let's call it 2,500 gold and just say that you have that much extra gold.
Okay. Ring of Evasion.
Of course, the first words out of your mouth are Ring of Evasion.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
What is the propeller helm?
Well, what do you think it is?
Well, I get the feeling I know what it looks like. I want to know if it has.
Oh yeah, that's,
Thank you.
yeah, you know how it looks like.
Somebody should get Aoife that.
So you're not going to be able to get rare rings for less than 2,000 gold. So the really only the rings the ring is currently, well, certainly not a Ring of Evasion. Ring of Evasion is a really good one. I would say, let's see. There's at least one.
All the rings I'm looking at are rare or very rare.
Ah, yeah.
Actually, does he have any just plain rings? Just normal rings that I can myself, other than aside
the
from
Emerald ring,
yeah.
he takes out a different box, which makes the same noise, but less intensely and less cool, and in a less cool manner. That plops down. Yes, of course. I ran a pawn shop for a while, and these are well, they were wedding band. Well, most of these were wedding bands, and a lot of these were engagement rings. Sometimes things just don't work out. Let's see. Table. Arts. Okay, what did I just say? Arts. Here we go. So, and there's also like so they're not going to be like particularly great. So a gold so the best ones are gold rings. It's like the best rings for enchanting, are gold rings with gemstones in them, right?
Yeah.
Gold and platinum. Those are the best for so you could get small gold bracelets for 25 gold pieces a piece, or you could get really good quality gold rings with inexpensive gems like bloodstones, low-grade sapphires, topaz, tourmaline. And then he's also got some that are... And then also separately, he has a ring in the shape of a crown. That he says isn't much, like it's a ring, but it looks like a crown. He said it's not magical, so it's not much his style to display it. But he'll part with, it's not magical, and it's not particularly fantastical. Any skilled jeweler can make this, and it's not very popular, and it's not very much his, and there's no history to it. But he'd be willing to part with it for 2,000 gold, for 750 gold.
750 gold?
750 gold. Then there's also, the standard gold rings. He's also got silver rings, but they're not not eye-catching enough to be worth enchanting,
Yeah. So how much are gold rings themselves?
So like a gold ring with no gems, he'd give 200 gold. The valuable part of the gold ring is the gold.
Grab the glove of rings.
Okay. 17.
Crown ring, just... It's auto.
Okay, and the crown ring is at 750. That brings you up to 2,500.
Yep.
Leaves
and then
1,250.
Well, do what?
That leaves you with 1,250 gold because you have 125 platinum.
Yep. And we'll grab... How much would would gold rings be with just...
Wait, what else inexpensive? Gold rings... Oh, the inexpensive... Wait, gold rings... Oh, I forgot to restart the timer.
Because that'd be more expensive than just a gold band.
Yeah,
Right.
gold. So I said the ones with gemstone, the ones with low quality gemstones are 250 each. If you want a high quality gemstone,
Okay.
the gemstone will the higher quality gemstone will really drive the price up.
I forgot I was on mute. I hit the mute button. I was gonna say, buying anything else? I caught what you were buying the last time.
2 potions of
you
growth
know,
and the propeller helm.
Yeah.
lucky I got a lot of bad rolls on that one.
I finished Maxwell's backstory.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I figured
Okay, so-
the potions of growth would increase Aoife's size by 1 category, so she would go from being medium to large. And I figured they wouldn't last forever, so I bought
Yeah.
2 of them.
The enlarge effect of the enlarge reduce spell.
Yeah.
So we'll grab 2 of the inexpensive gems. I'll look for one with a.
So for 500 gold,
I'll be
two
right back.
two
Yeah.
low quality, two
2
they're
inexpensive.
not low quality. They're just low value. 2
Inex-
low value rings.
Yeah. And then look for one with a little bit. That would be a bit better.
Well, if you're looking to spring on it, you might as well buy something magical. Speaking of springing, might I suggest a ring of jumping?
Ooh.
He pulls out one he digs in and pulls out one with a rabbit with a sapphire in the shape of a rabbit's foot. If I can just find the items. Come on, references, items.
How much would that one be?
Things that you're buying so much, and you're getting some of these less good rings off my hands. I'll part with it for 750, as I would normally charge upwards of 1,000, but you're doing me a favor by taking some of these off my hands. 750.
So what's funny is Jid only thinks that you bought the propeller hat and the 2 potions. He doesn't realize all the candy you probably bought.
Yeah. I'll take them.
Some money.
Take
He
it.
doesn't know how much money he spent. But it's like, oh, he saw you buy like a couple potions, and I was like, okay.
Alright, and let me add the jump spell to your sheets. Okay. And I think that all
Of
of
what
this
they would do as well.
Certainly, I think all of this constitutes 30 minutes worth of shopping. It seems that we've come to the end of shenanigans.
I think the shenanigans have just begun.
Shenanigans. Wait, what is a potion of watch? I don't have the money to spend on that. Never mind.
What?
You want I can buy you one
No.
for 5?
No.
Alright.
Maxwell's not with you right now. He's currently
Well,
perusing tech
you're-
shops.
Yeah, so at the end of the couple hours, our 30 minutes are over. Let me figure out. Okay, I forgot to put a title on the map. And you all meet back up. I forgot to put the 2 other NPCs on this.
That is a lot of red coats.
Yes. Oh, and I forgot to put... Where'd he go? Here he is. Oh! pfft. I forgot to assign him a token. Damn it.
Oh no.
Like, I made a token for him and forgot to assign it to him. So. Represents Captain Ted. Nameplate C. HP.
I have a feeling we'll about to have a throwdown.
Oh, that feeling is. That's definitely a feeling. I should I should change the music, but I'm not going to. So as you all head to the point where Captain Blauman told you to meet up, you see that the blue-skinned man has been stopped by a rather large group of guards. The lead of which is a familiar face to Maxwell.
Maxwell is going to be
The man
talking
who harassed
to
and
Jade.
nearly killed him in York, having traded out the yellow garb of the York Guard for the red coat of the New Amsterdam Police Department. I have not
Maxwell.
rewatched that session, nor do I intend to, so he's just getting a posh British accent. New
Figures,
edict from the mayor. Okay, I'll let you speak.
Maxwell is, talking to Jid about how he could let her buy 2 jars of fucking caramel.
Hold on.
Slip past you.
Hold on. My question would be: does Maxwell know that she bought them? Has she bought them out of the bag of holding?
Has she been eating? But caramel in front of Maxwell.
I would say that each jar of magical candies comes with more than enough mundane candies to make up for the cost. So now Aoife just has an effectively lifetime supply of caramel.
You just see her reach into the bag of holding, occasionally pull out one and pop it in her mouth. Just
And while you're discussing, you can very clearly overhear the conversation in, that captain is having with your captain. New edict from the mayor. All civilian ships not bearing privateering licenses from His Majesty's Armed Services are only to leave port between midday and sunset, and only to leave port once they have the express approval of the harbour master. I know the harbour master personally, and your reputation more than precedes you, Mr. Blauman. Your reputation as a bloodthirsty pirate defines you, even if you haven't really earned it.
Maxwell.
Even if you weren't
Maxwell.
widely regarded as a pirate, you're a half-breed. And the way things are going, the only way you get out of here by sea is on a prison ship headed back to the mainland. Go back to your drunken stupors and your rat-infested holes and know your place. The guard punctuates his ultimatum with a backhand slap to Blauman's face, at which point Blauman reaches into his coat for something, sort of digging in the frantic way that someone who forgot they put their keys in the wrong pocket searches for said keys.
Maxwell's ear twitches at the voice of the captain.
I'm assuming Aoife is still on Jid's back at this point.
And proceeds to pull out the carbine rifle and aim dead sights for the headshot for this asshole.
Okay, make your attack roll.
Aoife's just...
Do I get
Are
sneak
you
attack because he doesn't notice me?
You get sneak attack because you have an ally within 5 feet of him.
Sweet. I'm not gonna put sharpshooter on this because I don't want to miss.
Like, Jid is like, walk up and like noticing this, keep his like, be ready for combat, and he doesn't realize like Maxwell's taking aim.
Flo, Otto is right behind me, by the way. Both Nikki Vidins, Otto, all behind me.
Oh, you noticed that
Jid and
you noticed that Videns is sort of advancing at the same rate Jid is.
And
But Maxwell will take your shot because you'd be able to do that quicker than they'd be able to catch up.
Fire. That's a 17. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Yes!
We all just hear BAM!
I have knife ears, do I?
As soon as I would hear that shot, I would immediately draw my lances and go forward.
Yeah, the bullet hits him, for sure, square in the forehead. But instead of leaving entry and exit wounds, you watch it explode against his face, knocking his head, but not the layer of powder on top of it, back a couple inches, exaggerated by him flinching. The mark on his face, however, is not a raw red one as would be expected, but a pinched green, the same way an orc's skin reacts to a welt, as those of you who have traveled with Vegeta would know. Of course, the only person who's both looking at that spot and able to make the connection before his free hands jumps to the spot is Maxwell. But the rest of you notice that he's wiping something by the way his hand moves off his forehead, a motion between wiping and smearing. He tries to push Blauman to the side and walk towards Maxwell, and his expression turns from anger to shock. The item Blauman was reaching for was a pair of daggers, and you see him, and you can see in the moment it takes for Joffers to make that step. Ted here, Captain Blauman. I forgot to have his sheet pulled up before I did rolls. I'm gonna make him roll the GM. Why didn't I put a dagger on his sheet? What the hell is wrong with me?
A great many things, but would you like that list alphabetical or chronological?
It's potato. Drop onto the compendium, Dan. Drop from the compendium.
As
There.
Maxwell sees the green welts, he's gonna be like, "Oh, not so pure of blood yourself, are you?"
Give me a second, I need to do math, because...
What is going on with my computer?
You see Blauman take out two daggers and sort of stab them, stab, and he treats them like pegs in it. He treats the daggers like pegs in a pegboard. He puts one right below his collarbone, another right below that, and then he grabs the top one, stabs below there, grabs the top one, grabs below there, grabs the top one, and stabs below there for a total of 5 stab wounds, and I should not have hit myself when motioning the stabs. Now my chest is sore.
I'm very glad I didn't add sharpshooter onto that, because if I did, I definitely would have missed.
The guards, of course, all ready their muskets. Roll initiative.
Well, that's not very nice.
That is not very nice. And of course, I forgot to open the sheets of the enemies because I was so important. Because I was so caught up in cutscene mode. Not that great.
Like I said, Jit.
Oh my god.
Jit is in full charge mode right now.
What is with the roll?
Oh, also,
Wow.
Aoife would have the demon reaction to Joffers.
Demon reaction? Why? What's he look like?
It's not what he looks like, but more the presence, more being able to sense the presence of an incubus. And then I'm gonna do a similar trick to what I did for. Let's see. Do I have something generic I can just throw? Here we go. For some reason, I uploaded a Minecraft stone brick. So I'm gonna put that in the road and make it the delicious. For the Redcoats initiative.
Interesting. I am very high in initiative right now. Thank you, alert feet.
Oh, descending. And need a roll for. Man, I'm so glad you took that. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I did. With uncanny aim, with attacks that rely on precision rather than brute force, you gain the following benefits: increase your dex and intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score. I don't need to do that. Whenever you have advantage on, or I didn't have advantage. Never mind.
Okay. Maxwell's first. I forgot to roll Ted's initiative. He might be able. Is he able? No, he's not able. What? Wait. I think his stability score's all messed up.
Oh, he's almost dead. Maxwell is going to firmly plant himself right there and get into his typical sniper position with the lay down and everything. And I'm gonna go for Joffers again.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt the hit.
And that knocks Joffer. That hits Joffers in the neck. And his hand goes to his neck, which is now spurting red blood that's slightly darker than a normal human's blood. He stumbles forward a bit and falls to the ground, not able to fight with such fatal wounds.
Never try to corner me in an alley with your friends in the next life or in this one.
That brings us to Videns. Videns saunters up to a redcoat and raises his axe and lobs the redcoat's head off. God damn it.
Ha ha ha! They all died.
Fuck.
We got to unlink them.
I forgot to unlink them.
Just the automatic disappearance of every health bar of a red coat.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I forgot.
It's just how powerful Videns is.
He did an AoE that avoided every single one of his allies somehow.
Remove optional token and use selected token. But here's what I'm going to do for this. Control C.
Well, Captain Theodore Ted Blauman has to choose another target, apparently.
Yeah.
Captain Doffers doesn't get a turn.
There's one more item. Okay. But Videns still has movement speed and Videns still has attacks. He saunters over to the next redcoat and hits him, but doesn't quite kill him. But what he does do is follow the axe stroke with a strike from his elbow.
That's the sound it made.
Yeah.
The redcoat made.
And he pulls a muscle and it whiffs entirely.
Ah, damn it.
So he goes to punch him and misses because armor.
Oh boy.
And finally,
Kick his ass, Videns! Kick his ass!
He already killed
headbutts
one.
him and finally ends it with a headbutt. under which the man's body. It's so harsh that body and man are switched, that the man's body just crumples. Bring us to Captain Blauman, who draws a rapier to accompany his dagger. Walks up in between two redcoats. To stab at one, missing, and definitely stab at the other. Hitting pretty hard, but not quite so hard as what Videns was hitting. Brings us to the Redcoat initiative. Redcoats do be kind of spooked because Videns is here. But of course, Videns is what's standing between them and a safe drag getaway. So, like cornered rats, they all open fire. Well, but the ones that have the space to open fire. I had the red coated sheet open. Damn it. Red coat. Check your sheet. So,
I opened fire first. So I can't blame them this time.
Yep. One of them must have had this lineup ready because he shoots Maxwell and pops him in between the eyes for 17 piercing damage.
Ow.
Another one misses everyone by a mile. Another one misses everyone by a mile. And the fourth one misses everyone by a mile. Two of them try to bayonet stab Monsieur Blauman. One of them succeeds. Which brings us to Jid.
Jid is going to literally charge this dude full sprint. This is within my movement. And Lucci has his lances completely forward.
Nice.
So
Make your attack. That misses.
And then so
I didn't see
it's
there's
it's right here.
Weef.
What is with these rolls?
High low.
I called it. And let's do it. So I still get one more.
You get two more. You
They
get
don't
one
get the
more. You get one more with a main weapon and one more with your offhand.
Yeah.
Okay, that one hits. Which one is it? This one or this one?
It's the one. It was the one right in front of me. Like I'm jabbing him.
Okay. And that one, I think, misses. These guys are wearing not bad armor. Yeah, they're wearing splint armor, so their AC is 17.
Okay. Yeah, I'll call it with that.
All right. Then you notice that, like, while what Jid is doing is happening, Videns moves up. Like,
Oh.
he has the additional awareness of battlefield to be able to take extra movement like that. Which brings us to Otto.
Ooh. Hmm.
Is
Are
Eva
we-
still on Jid's back?
No.
Okay.
Well, Otto can't get close to doing else, so move. there. 3 of... Yeah, we're level 11 now, correct?
Yes. Yes.
That's what I said. Crap, I forgot. I know it.
Well, I didn't do... There you are. Let's see. So these are going to hit. That one,
Oh, Eldritch
That one.
Blast.
and that one.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. And one more. Ooh.
That last one did not.
Ooh,
that's a whiff.
Yeah, that is a whiff. A
Yeah, the third
strong
bolt-
gust of air.
The third bolt goes only 5 or 10 feet before cracking and dissipating. So that one.
Oh, okay. So you're not gonna make me D100. Good.
Not this time. Not this time.
Not for now. If there was an ally in front of each and every one of those, then maybe.
That
Well,
kind of was
I
for
did
that
it-
third one.
Yeah, Did was in the way on the third one. Because I did it the first, second, the third
Yeah,
one.
it was
Oh,
first,
that third one did have Jin in the way.
second,
And a Captain
and
Marvel.
third.
Mhm.
But there were also 2 other enemies. This isn't an
Yeah.
This isn't a battle where that would be particularly impactful, so it doesn't matter.
Still be. Shoot me for.
But you see Nikki in the back here. Draw a rapier. Oh, I gave her an extra 5 feet. Oh, because she's a wood elf. Come up this way, and you see her flick with a flick of her wrist on the other hand.
Look at the wrist.
Oh boy, is that a fireball?
That is a fireball.
Fireball.
Because she's gonna
Fireball.
try her best to aim it so that it does optimal damage. Which does that intersect? It kind of intersects his square. It kind of intersects Jit's square and Captain Bowman's square, but like less than half. Less than half. So it does. So it's you're occupying that space with your threat, but not with your body. So I'd say that they don't have to make saves. But these redcoats have to make saves.
Make them save.
Make them goddamn save.
Make them saves.
Make them goddamn saves. Where? Oh, perfect. Redcoat. That's what I was looking for. Let's see, what is that? 4 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, it went save, fail, save, fail, save. And then I'm going to update the fireball tokens so that when I
Fireball.
if one of you had a fireball, you would also be able to use this token to be able to use this little character sheet that's just lets you drag a token for your fireball onto this stage, but none of you have fireball.
Unless it's
Yeah.
Zelena.
Yeah, I actually made that because of Zelena, because of Zelena using fireball.
Oh.
Then Joffrey is dead, so he doesn't get a turn, and brings us to Aoife.
No, pardon, sir.
Well,
Would that subside her reaction because she's dead?
what?
Well, Jojo said Aoife had the demon reaction because of Joffrey's.
I don't think
He's
she
dead.
really had time to react because he died so quickly.
Well, Aoife, having
Five
noticed
times.
having noticed that Maxwell took a bullet to the head,
He is currently playing dead right now.
she's gonna turn around and be like, Maxwell, are you okay? She casts healing word at him.
Thank you, Aoife.
Funny part is that's not even maximum. That's not even all the healing that's supposed to get there. It's supposed to be 1d4 plus 3 plus an additional plus 1. So add another 3 to that, sir.
I'm gonna be at 86. Can I still act like I'm dead?
No.
Damn.
And then, which redcoat shot him?
I was gonna.
That one?
Oh boy.
Is that one within range? He is! Come here, motherfucker. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on him. Because how dare he?
Doesn't see Maxwell for a while.
Oh. Redcoat.
Hears about an evil Aoife that almost killed him, and is immediately like, reminder of why I'm the main Aoife.
As this guy is engulfed in radiant flame, feeling a burn he's never felt before, he tries to put himself out and ends up falling into the water with a splash. You can rest assured that he's going to drown.
Maxwell holds a thumbs up and winks at Aoife like, good job. I'm proud of you.
Murder.
Murder. I love murder.
Is Aoife gonna move?
No.
Bring us to Maxwell.
No.
Maxwell is actually... Is there any place to hide? It's going to use half his movement to get up, so that's 20. And five, 26, 27, 28. No, wait, hold up. 25, 30, 35, 40. Sweet. Okay.
And just for theatrics' sake, when Aoife lit that guy on fire, she did so with the same passion as fucking the colonel, the flame alchemist,
Oh, Mustang.
Full Metal Alchemist. Yes, Colonel Mustang. Just.
Honestly,
All right.
Colonel Mustang versus Lust is probably the best anime battle the best anime beatdown I've ever seen.
It really is. The absolute anger in that man's eyes.
I would say lust and envy for me on that one.
Oh yeah, just any fight with Colonel Mustang in it, honestly.
just the intensity in which that man fights.
Oh yeah.
Could I theoretically hide behind the dead body of this redcoat?
Considering that he's been decapitated and fallen flat, no. You're not quite as small as you once were.
God damn it, I hate being 5 feet.
We should have got you the fella hat then.
He's 5'2" now. He wouldn't have been able to attune to it. I would say that. I would say that.
Nobody knows the large reduce.
I have enlarged potions.
I need
Yeah.
to be bigger, I need to be smaller.
Make him bigger.
I forgot what Eldritch cannons do and what the range on them is.
Those are
There's a
actually
50
fun to
foot
use.
for flamethrower.
Do you get a flamethrower or a cannon or a protection or a support item?
Force ballista. 120 feet. Make a ranged spell attack originating from the cannon at one. I don't feel like doing all that. I'll do it on another combat, but. I'm gonna shoot this bitch ass bitch.
That hits. And you sort
Does
of
it kill?
Yeah. He had 1 hit point.
I figured. Maxwell was aiming straight for the eye on that one. Yeah, good luck seeing in the next life, you bastard.
Alright, is that end?
Yep, that's the end of his turn.
Alright, and you see Videns turn around and leap backwards, sort of arching his back so that he sails safely over Captain Blauman on the red coat, landing in front of another red coat and elbowing him. Let me see how much damage he does. Bap. It doesn't knock him down, but you know the classic elbow hit him with the fist? That's what's going on here.
I'm just imagining All Might when he was fighting Midoriya, and just like the New Hampshire smash into the back. Just
And that one sends this guy kind of flying back as he is knocked a little more than unconscious. His face clearly caved in to his head.
a little enough force to rock an entire full-size bus.
Of course. He then walks up, and you see him lean over and whisper something into the other redcoat's ear, which gets a laugh. Oh wait, Jid would be able to hear it. Oh great, now I have to think of a joke. He just says knock knock before he says knock knock. On the first time he says knock, he lightly taps his head against the other guy's head. The second knock, headbutt, making his body crumble in the same way as the second kill.
I've never seen any of these people work before, but they work efficiently.
Which brings us to Captain Blauman, who's kind of just standing in amazement. Which brings us to the remaining redcoat.
The one redcoat.
He's got his musket in his hands.
Is he terrified yet? Like in
Please
Batman
let him
Arkham
on.
games?
He's
Please let him on.
He tosses his musket into the water, gets on his knees, and puts his hands on the back of his head. In a classic surrender motion. If you guys want to let him run away, you can.
No witnesses. I'm sorry. My
No,
murder
like
is in me.
Jid, if he took off running with the musket, like Jid would have reached out to Vanez and have Vanez hop on his back and just chase after him, like the time in the forest with that one girl.
Oh yeah.
I was really hoping for that.
That girl was but a simple prostitute.
No witnesses.
No witnesses.
I think my favorite part of that encounter was having Crabman be unfazed by the casual murders.
I'm sorry, my favorite part was chasing her down and she ran straight into a tree and knocked herself out.
But a simple prostitute, and you put the fear of God in her for no reason other than this is gonna be funny. No witnesses.
All right.
What? And to be fair, Jid didn't know what she was doing, like going into the woods. So he wanted to make sure she wasn't going to alert someone else.
Is anyone gonna do anything with this red coat?
Maxwell.
If he's not
will just
running-
stop him. If he's running, Maxwell is going to stop him
No, he's not
and
running.
say, shake him down.
He got on his knees and put his hands on the back of his head. He's very clearly surrendering.
Well, then
And,
Otto is going to approach.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. And,
No. I had a reaction planned for if you guys didn't react, but you guys are reacting.
Maxwell is going to keep holding his gun up.
yeah, keep it trained on him. See anything funny? Shoot him in the head.
Roger, Roger.
Alright, so it's clear you've got two options. Join or die.
At die, Maxwell Cox, I don't know, does the little metal fucking clanging noise that most sniper
It's
rifles do. Choose wisely.
He
just walks up to him.
he's kind of choked up, but his hands move, and he tries to rip off his coat. He takes off his coat and tosses it in the water.
Hat too.
And puts his hands back up.
He just kind of walks up to him and hands him a piece of caramel.
The hat doesn't have. And he's saying he was trying to say the hat doesn't have any association with. Oh.
Hat two. Put it on the ground.
He can keep his hat.
Put the hat on the ground.
He puts it on the ground next to him. He's very confused, and he accepts the caramel, and slowly eats it.
Aoife, bring that
Eva's
hat
whole
to me.
point of this is making him confused.
Aoife, bring that hat to me.
No. You don't need it, Maxwell.
I want the hat.
We'll
This
get
isn't
you a hat.
This isn't TF2.
Nikki, at that, Nikki picks a hat off of one of the dead ones and pop puts it on Maxwell's head. Yeah, now you have a hat.
This one is soaked in blood. All
No,
right.
it isn't. No, it isn't. Stop being a crybaby.
Wait, would Jid call him a crybaby?
Yeah.
Jid would pipe up as that. He's like that all the time.
Don't lie.
What reason would he have
You
to
just-
lie?
He likes to fuck with me.
Just Jid is gonna just give Maxwell a shit-eating grin.
Oh, you motherfucker.
And he's just gonna stamp one of his hooves on the not hard, just enough to make a sound. One of his real hooves on the ground on the dock.
Alright. Anyway, now if this guy is clearly under, he even was trying to let Maxwell take his fucking hat. Otto's gonna. Wait. We can easily drop a map to give to him for the base, right?
Wait, is Joffer still breathing, or is he just I'm holding my neck to stop blood flow, to stop blood?
He's dead.
He is dead.
In the course of the fight, which was about 6 seconds, he passed out from shock, and his hand fell somehow. He's bled out, certainly enough that if you leave him there, he'll die. Oh, you want to loot Joffers?
Wait, who?
Yeah. Because I am pretty sure that once we got out of town, out of York, Maxwell would have told Jid about it. I think he did actually. What happened?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh.
And he would know this guy and know the weapon and want to collect the weapon because he doesn't want that weapon to fall in anyone else's hands.
So check out.
Sword. That sword.
It's not one sword, it's two. The lovers are a pair. It's a pair of swords. And inscribed just above the hilt is a number. I need to look up the number to double check it. And now that I'm actually...
That better not be Drew's boss calling him in. I swear to fucking God.
So, so just above the hilt on the blade, on each blade, the number 6 is inscribed in a Roman numeral, so it's VI. And they are the lovers.
Ooh.
Oh. Don't you dual wield?
Yes, he does dual wield.
And so, so instead of 1d8 versatile, these are both 2d. These both deal. Each one deals 2d6 psychic damage. So let me just add that. They're I think they're supposed to be +1 or +2.
Can they be used independently, or do they have to be used in tandem?
You can use them independently, but
Okay.
you can only do the. If you use them in tandem, you can use both of them as part of the same action. Like, if you're dual wielding them, you get the bonus dual wield act. You get the bonus hit from dual wielding as part of the attack action. So, but only if you're wielding both.
Ooh.
You remember the dual scimitars from Skyrim?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't matter. Skyrim scimitar. But like they're scimitars of that shape.
He would look at Maxwell and like, do you have any use for these?
You know me. I'm a ranged boy.
Okay.
Plus, I always thought they would suit you better.
Save that there. Then
Honestly, if we were to ever meet this man again, I was going to kill him and give those to you.
I forgot that I had given him a magic item. I just remember him existing.
Take them and you can figure it out later.
Who are you talking to? Oh, you're saying you take them and figure it out later.
Yeah, I would take the items, but I was gonna have JoJo figure what they do out later.
Oh no, I already know what they do.
Okay.
I'm just making a handout.
Maxwell? You said he's dead, so like using cure wounds on him would do nothing.
Right, dead.
Dead. Okay.
So what exactly? 'Cause I did say I was checking him out. Like, is he a tiefling or a incubus?
So I forgot that he was supposed to be an incubus. I changed his normal form, like the form that he reverts to when he dies, looks like a half orc. So like he's got makeup. Like his makeup kind of crumbled away, and you can see that he's that before he was made into a demon, he was a half orc.
Does he have any money on him?
Not on him.
Not on him?
He wasn't planning on going shopping, so he didn't bring any money with him. And none of these guys have any money on them. They weren't planning on going shopping. There's a bunch of muskets, but those aren't of much use to you, and they're all...
Do they have springs? Do muskets have springs?
Just for the trigger, or just for the hammer.
Damn it.
The trigger and the hammer.
I think Maxwell would still collect the springs just for like future reference, just for like future use.
So you'd collect like the triggers and the trigger mechanisms out of them. So just the whole rifle.
Everybody would see Maxwell just like like a fucking pro, dismantle these fucking muskets. Like, all right, that's what I need.
How heavy is Joffrey?
Offers.
Joffrey's.
Like 150 pounds.
Okay.
He's really
If
impressive.
Maxwell didn't want to do anything across the peel and just throw his...
Throw his body in the water. Throw his body in the water.
Wait.
Not the living guy. Not the living guy. This guy.
I know. I was gonna see if I had some rope. We could break up some of these larger rocks, tie him to his feet so he sinks.
Maxwell is also going to get a piece of fabric and wipe.
Because guess
the
what? I
blood.
have some. So we can do that. I have some.
Maxwell
Alright,
is also
give him
going to
some
get a piece
shoes.
of fabric and wipe the blood off of his neck and like pocket it for later. Very Assassin's Creed like.
So yeah, we're gonna give him cement shoes and then toss them over.
Sweet.
All right. And then once you finish with that, can I stop resizing that window and just actually move the window so I can change tabs? Thank you. And then once that's all settled, Plowman is the first to speak. Your timing could not have been better. I could have taken just Joffers by myself, of course, but he made it clear he intended on ambushing me without many damning guards.
I had beef with him, so
Oh, don't worry, we all did. Are we ready to head out? It'll just be the 7 of us, unless you want to take Mr. Prisoner here with you. I'll make it 8. I couldn't.
No,
I
you
couldn't,
look at
I
the
couldn't rally
prisoner.
anyone to harass the squids with me.
I was gonna say it
Well,
might be good to have an extra hand.
And it will be 9 once your body becomes alive. Once your body gets turned back into a person.
you know what? Yeah,
So,
I think we should
after
take the prisoner with
Otto's
us.
gonna turn to the red coat, or ex-red coat, and see if he has. Ask him, do you have any family?
No.
Kids?
No, I. As soon as I got out of school, I joined the guard because they were the only people that were really willing to take me. I couldn't land an apprenticeship as a young man, and they trained me. I can shoot a musket, and I can use a rapier, but that's about it. I can also clean, but anybody can clean.
Hey, Ted. Cap,
There.
you got any room on your ship for a deckhand?
Oh, plenty.
All right. There's your new job.
Well, the Revenge keeps herself clean, so you'll be manning a cannon.
Oh,
Just think of it as a very large.
Jojo, would I know how to man a cannon?
Yes, Wilbur would have been very eager to show you how to use his cannon.
Fuck yeah!
You know how to man a cannon, lad? Yeah, the red coat now, blue coat, because he's on the blue man's crew. Nods emphatically and sort of, like, with a bit of a smile, rushes aboard. I think you can. Can I just? You can tell that even though the life of a pirate is inherently much worse than the life of a guard, you've improved his living conditions considerably.
No question. I have versed in naval warfare, like with cannons and stuff as well?
You'd know enough to be able to well, you're familiar enough to figure it out pretty quickly. I'd say
Okay.
I'd say proficiency. See, I'd say proficiency in. I'd say any vehicle proficiency would also let you use a cannon. So any soldier or sailor background would have no problems using a cannon, and of course, artificers would go bananas for cannons. Well, the Ostrov is about half a day's journey away in a normal ship, so we'll be there in 8 hours. 9 if the winds prove unfair. That's enough time for a fair bit of rest, isn't it? So you guys are ready to leave?
Yep.
All right.
I do believe so.
Maxwell is going to initially reach for Nikki's hand and then put it in his pocket.
No comment.
No comments.
All right, and I said each square here. Okay, so it's like a day's journey away because I want to put it, or half a day's journey away. So you guys are in that part of that square, and I want to put the Ostrov. I forgot to get like an island ready.
There's an island.
Yeah, island's way out in the ocean. Here, I'll just use this for now. And I'll put. I want to put it like there-ish. I'll put a better island, so it's quote unquote 2 day travel. It's 1 day travel. To back. Now I will make the party half the size of a normal thing. All right. As the ship departs the harbor, you notice when he said 7, maybe 8, maybe 9, he meant 7. He meant just you guys. There's no crew other than his new deckhands. The ship sails itself. Well, Aoife can see a young woman in light armor manning the wheel, but no one else sees anything. Also noticeably, the ship sails smooth, even with the choppy water of the early night. It's like sliding your hand across it. It's like sliding your hand across a freshly sanded table. Blauman suggested a rest, but what are you gonna do?
Maxwell rests by tinkering, so first he's gonna, put together the new parts that he acquired for his gun. And then he's probably gonna mess with the cannons a little bit.
Okay. What is Aoife gonna do in this 8 hours, other than the obvious of rest?
Probably not a whole lot. So, just real quick, before we left, did I have enough time to set a spot for my word of recall?
Yes, you would have been able to set it to either Schlattenwilber. You would have been able to set it to Schlattenwilber's house because that's where you were.
Okay. Just making sure. So no. Aoife's just gonna take this time, enjoy the sea, possibly eat a few more caramels.
Maxwell would invite her to tinker with the cannons.
Yes.
And as soon as Aoife would be messing with the cannon, Blauman comes over to supervise, but he doesn't interfere. Like, sure, the kid can play with a cannon, so long as I know what's going on. Is Jid going to do anything? It's a ship with enough space for him to move around comfortably.
He's gonna keep. Is there anything that needs to be done on the ship?
Like, very noticeably, no. Like, it's in very good condition. It's like in for a ship owned and maintained by one guy. The ship is in incredible condition.
I meant during a sailing a boat,
Right.
helping out move mast and stuff like that. Like, Jid would want to find a way to keep himself occupied. And he would, if...
The ship sails itself, I said.
Oh, I didn't catch that. It cut out.
Ah, sorry.
Then...
Jid, you want to help me and Eva? Sorry.
Jid's just gonna walk around for a bit on the ship.
Okay. And then is Otto going to do anything on the ship? Oh, Otto! You're muted!
I muted myself because of the bird.
Is Otto gonna do anything on the ship?
Well, 6 of the hours he's going to spend completely inert.
Okay.
The other 2 he's just gonna mess around. Oh, not mess around. Inspect the cannon.
Okay.
The majority of the party is fucking with the cannon.
Yeah, the majority of the party is messing with the cannon. You see, Vidence basically. I made this. Oh, I used a different ship on this map. Oh, so I'll just like put you guys around the cannon, around where a cannon would be. I forgot to put cannons on this map. All right, Jid isn't messing with the cannon. The 8 hours pass quicker than. It feels like the 8 hours pass quicker than normal, as if time were erased in the endless expanse of the sea. The island you approach is remarkably small, maybe 2 miles at its widest point, and it's covered, just absolutely covered, in small buildings with glass roofs, presumably greenhouses. As you reach the shore, 2 ropes fling themselves over the sides of the ship to a couple of well-dressed individuals who are waiting for them, and in turn, the ship gets tied to the shore. No anchor is dropped, but Blauman finds it appropriate to jump off the ship and swim to shore. When he pops up, his clothes look dry, and he gives the portmaster, the fellow over here, a hand in setting up a ramp sufficient for all members of the party to safely and comfortably disembark. As he comes back up the ramp, he says, "Here we are, Ostrov Gorshkov, or as it's known to common folk, Weed Island. I am going to go to the guest houses and do something I haven't done in a good long while, while Portmaster Igal over there directs you to the Green Wizard's abode." Before you can even react to that, he darts off, leaving you with a mildly annoyed high elf, who holds the distinction of being exactly 1 inch taller than Maxwell. I don't know why he insists on calling me Portmaster. I'm more a fan of Rosé. It's just been hard to import it with how the Royal Navy has been assholes. Do you really need someone to follow you up the only road on the island, leading up the only mountain on the island? I can take you up there,
I'm
but
pretty
I'd
sure we
rather
can.
just get back to work. Well, I'll make sure Ted ends up in the right captain, but then I'll get back to work. Do you need my help?
I have a question. Are there really so many weeds on the island that it has to be named Weed Island?
Oh, Cleve, you're so innocent.
It's
Please don't answer.
whatever. Yes.
Eva,
Anyways, if there's only
continue eating your caramel.
if there's only one road,
Well, there's only one road when you land on this side of the island, which Ted always does. There's a proper port on the other side of the island. He's just a dick.
okay. We won't take up time.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And he sort of like walks back into the hut with a sense of purpose. So, it's not a long walk. It's less than 10 minutes altogether. The Green Wizard's abode is cut into the stone of the mountain, but has a sturdy wood door painted a lively shade of green. Noticeably, inscribed into the top of the door is the phrase, "Aoife Zelena, please come in." The door opens without a sound, well-oiled hinges, and give it a minute. I gotta move you guys and then load it, and then give you guys another moment to let it load, and also put the other two.
Also, is it hotboxed in here?
No, it's just pretty lights. That's not Nikki, that's King.
There's a lot of colorful lights in here.
Yeah. Well, there's actually only 4, but like, look at how many colors are produced by having their light overlap. It's great, isn't it?
Okay.
Are we in a rave?
I think it's potentially causing my computer to lag.
I can turn it off. Well, and by turn off, I mean turn off dynamic lighting. Yeah, it is a lot of colors. So turn off dynamic lighting.
Ah,
Yeah, but it was cool while it lasted, wasn't it?
yeah.
That was
That
cool.
That was really cool.
The room is kind of large and somewhat sparsely decorated for its size. It seems a portion of the floor has been carved out, or maybe something fell on it, and filled with water to make a quaint indoor pond. A red couch and a red chair flank it, and laying on the couch is a human in a green robe, with a green hat over his face. Once the sound of you walking in has a second to reverberate, though, the man jolts up, and you see a familiar face, which hops across the pond to give Maxwell a bear hug. It looks to be Boris.
Ah.
Comrade Maxwell, it's so good to see you again. What has it been? 10 years?
How have you been,
Ifa,
Boris?
Ifa, you should have told me you decided to back out on killing him. What kind of friend lets their friend believe their friend is dead for a decade? And is that you, Jade Stormcarver? I thought you ran off to be a gladiator. Are you on vacation?
I'm gonna, like,
questions.
I'm gonna like
Okay.
as soon as he saw mentions the wood guy, I'm gonna put my hand out. Like, there's much to explain.
Okay, Boris, buddy. I don't know if I could call you buddy, but we're.
Of course you can call me buddy. We are friends, are we
We're-
not?
I mean, in our world, yes, we are, but your Maxwell is very, very 6 foot under.
What do you mean?
Um,
You are standing right there.
I would take time to explain. Take time to explain what happened with the dimensional jump and all that. Or what Jed would be able to understand of it.
Oh, so that prophecy was real. I thought it was a load of bunk because that oracle was high off her ass when she said it, but yes, that's how oracles work. What? Well, but come on. What brings you here? What brings you to visit? I'm guessing nobody told you I was Boris. They just called me Green Wizard, yes?
yes, they did.
Well, that's because I'm a wizard of the green, you know? I hope
Yeah, well, you're
I hope the
you're a
Boris,
druid
I
of the
hope,
green in our world.
I hope the Boris you know is good, as talented in the cultivation as I am.
Maxwell pulls out a little nug, like, oh yes, yes, he is.
Oh, that's familiar. That's familiar stuff. Isn't it?
Ah, smells like home.
But what brings you here? What brings you here?
We have a friend who lost his head.
Ah,
Also, I need a restock on, but mostly that.
oh, of course. You always need to restock, yes. But
Yes.
I see now.
Jid is just gonna, like, as soon as he says you need to be for, all you see is Jid's eyes dot over to Maxwell for a second and dot back.
Listen, man.
If the smoke is, wait, does this mean that Aoife is actually 8-year-old and not just
Yes.
cursed? Oh, oh, that explains why. Okay, so her hair isn't dyed green. It's just actually green.
It is actually green, yes.
Huh.
I met your Aoife. She tried to kill me. It was not a
Well,
good
yes,
day.
she tried to kill you before. That was.
Zelena, on the other hand, when I asked about you, she said it was quote-unquote complicated.
Yes, I am. I did not want to become a vampire, nor did I want to become a werewolf.
I am very much a werewolf.
Yes.
Unfortunate.
Yes, I saw. Yes.
Well, fortunately, actually,
Well,
I got told.
when you
Get the smell him as soon as we landed.
when the other you refused to become a vampire, the man who was offering ripped your soul from your body and cursed you. Yes.
You know. But Zelena seemed nice. It seemed like she didn't want to kill me, but
I could never read Zelena. At times she was bloodthirsty maniac, burning and killing everybody, and at times she stand between me and what I tried to do. It was confusing. Waking up every day while traveling with her was confusing to say the least. But we digress. This is a somber matter you come for, and I am usually not sober for these. But you catch me right after a nap. I was expecting a different visitor, Argyle, with more weed. But this is, for the moment, more important. You see, he, unexpectedly and suddenly grabs Maxwell by the wrist and turns it so you can see the tattoo, the lines of Aquarius. And you can see him, he has a bit of a quizzical look. I thought you were Taurus. Does this mean that the prophecy has changed? And that Azure really is destined to be vanquished?
Aoife is Taurus.
Aoife is Taurus. And you are Aquarius.
I am Aquarius. Jid is Sagittarius.
Are you still Stormcarver, or did you have different type, or do you carve something else in your world? Header?
Well,
Yep, alright. There it is.
Was I cutting out for you?
a wee bit.
Let me ask again. Jid, Jid, you are Sagittarius. Are you Stormcarver, or do you carve something else where you are from?
Jid wouldn't know how to respond to that because he was never a stone carver.
Right. He's Ice Carver.
Yeah, I would be ice. Oh yeah. As soon as you said that, I looked at my name and I was like, oh.
Yeah. So the other Jid,
I would say.
So the other world Jid is Jid Stormcarver instead.
I'd say ice carver.
Ah. Ice can be just as dangerous as the storm. Sorry, they corrected me. Azure's rise has emboldened all of the lesser demon lords, which has made some of my more powerful clients, we say, very nervous. Luckily for my clients, and for you, and for your friends, the resurrection ritual is the added benefit of eradicating the soul of one of those lesser demon lords. Extra fortunate for you is that one of those demon lords has piloted his floating fortress to a doldrum, an 8th day's travel southeast of here. Plowman shall get you there in half that time. What you will need for me to be able to bring your friend back to life, other than his body and some of his personal effects, which I assume you've stationed in bags of holding, is
I would lift the bag up.
but the personal effects, little Aoife has.
Ah. You just need something important to them. It does not matter what it is, just something, you know? Mikhail, Lord of Shadow, should be an easy target for you. He has only the strength to maintain a small regiment of weaker demons, as he focuses most of his might on the maintenance of two vampire lords, whom I hope you have not had the displeasure of meeting. His defenses are so weak that you should be able to have Blauman drop you off without a drop of water on your clothes. It's in the doldrums, so Blauman may even be able to drop anchor and accompany you.
During the whole demon conversation, Maxwell was covering Aoife's ears.
If I had expected the arrival of proper adventurers and not the arrival of misled children, as Blauman so often brings me, I would have prepared gifts for you. Feel free to take as much time as you like here to prepare. That floating fortress isn't going anywhere. Do you have any questions about the ritual, about this demon, about what's going on in the world? I realize you may have just been thrust into things and not exactly have too much time to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. So, where he's in a floating fortress? This demon lord that we're gonna have to fight?
Yes.
Me too.
Yes, he's much like my island, except not as cool and with far...
Yeah.
Instead of stocking it with dank weed and bulbaceous pods, he stocks his with demons and torture.
That bodacious bod, Maxwell does nothing. Yeah. Second question. How we looking on that weed?
You see all those. You should have seen green. You saw the greenhouses as Ted pulled you up. Yes.
Yes.
As all
How much for a bag? Like, and he
what do you mean? How
gestures
much
to
for
the
a
one.
bag? We are friends. Yes.
Yes.
You leave well stocked. I assure you.
Boris, you remain the best.
Even if you are not the man I knew, you brought me a great joy by simply showing up. I'm sure I will make sure you and your friends are nice days.
Well, Jid doesn't do it, and I don't think Otto can, but I definitely will. I greatly appreciate it. I've been running a bit low.
Oh, is Otto your name is? Otto your name is?
Yes. Sorry, we haven't properly introduced yet.
Oh, right. This is Otto, Videns. I'm sure you might know Videns, and
I've
Nikki.
seen Videns. I've seen Nikki and Videns around. Don't you have blood to be deep in Videns? You don't smoke. I brought them along. There's no way that these guys could have just walked up on Blauman, and there's no way these guys could. There's no way that prophesized heroes could have just walked up on Blauman and not scared him shitless. He needed a familiar face to agree to this. Well, and some bodies for plundering.
We did make an arrangement.
We are going to appropriate some ships.
Yes.
Well, harass them at least.
I'm taking a ship.
I'm appropriating a ship.
We're getting a ship by the end of this.
By the end of this, we will have a ship.
Oh, I'm sure you will. But I'm very sure he's not expecting
that. With my own gun.
And I'm sure Blauman will be very surprised when you do. He won't be surprised that you're able to. He makes those treasure ships into pirates all the time. Well, I guess he was trying to go straight for a little bit with merchants, but he's a pirate at heart. We all are a little bit, I think.
Oh, Boris, please tell us about yourself. Because you are, well, not that different, but you're kind of different from, well, our Boris.
Well, it's
Like our
where do I
Boris is a
start?
druid.
See, I make deal. He draw power from nature, whereas I draw power from dealing. Yes.
Yes.
There are some very, very, very powerful people who I am providing good stuff to, and instead of paying me in coin, which I'm out in the middle of the ocean, what use have I for coin? They pay me in secret. Secret to revive, secret to bring men back to life, even without head, is one of them.
Our Boris dwells on nature, likes to turn into animals. You know, there's this funny time where we were right before we got brought here, actually. We were in a tournament and we were fighting Crabman of all people. Well, he and Zelena were. And he turned Crabman into a turtle. Smartest play. Smartest play I've ever seen from him.
Wait, hold on. I think Drew's fire alarm just went off.
Not mine.
Oh, I heard. Oh, you said something, and then I heard whining. Like, oh, it's a fire alarm. Maybe I am losing it.
No, I heard
it too.
Oh, is it the good friend Montero?
Yep, it was a coffee pot.
It was a coffee pot. Okay, nothing's on fire.
No, not yet.
Crisis averted.
Chips will be later.
I can tell you what will be next to fire pretty soon, which is got some finally good kush that Maxwell has been running out on.
Yes. Where were we? Oh yeah, he was talking about who's paid in secrets.
Their Boris.
Oh yeah, you were talking. Oh, that's
Turned Crabman into a turtle.
Crabman, the gladiator.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, in our world, he's a chef. He's who we need to revive.
Crabman. Oh, he's dead.
He died.
Yeah, he lost his head.
Not your Crabman, our Crabman.
Well, Crabman is this is awful news.
Yes, it is. I nearly shot myself in the head when I heard about it.
Like Boris sits down. Sits down on the rug, and then lays down. Oh my god!
Now you can see why we're on this quest. We want to bring our friend back.
Yes, and I assume you meant adventurer of average build, not absolute mammoth of a man.
He is an absolute mammoth of man.
Videns. Remember when Schlet died? Remember what you had to do to speed that along. Oh, and you can see Videns has a similar shock, as the gears click, and he's like his hand goes over his mouth.
Okay.
And then Nikki's
obviously
got kind of a wide-eyed expression.
Obviously there's something that we have to do that is going to take a lot of work. How about instead of being amazed and in awe of the fact that we have to do it, tell us so we can also be in awe of it.
Oh, how do I put this softly? Basically, the process involves burning a demon's soul, and that's sort of ash can puncture even the strongest of barriers between here and the afterlife. And in this And I do not know how frivolous death is in your world, but here death is a true thing. That's why reviving people is a closely guarded secret, and that most healers can only revive people who are just dead and have all of their body parts.
Maxwell
When you-
looks back at Aoife. Turns back.
Well, we have all of his body parts.
You have not his head. That is the most
We
important
have
part.
his head.
No, you don't. His head was
I
pulverized.
thought we did.
No, his head was turned into pink mess. He is Sans.
Oh, that's right.
He's completely Sans head.
That's right.
Oh, so we burn the demon's soul, yes, by soaking his heart in this sort of holy acid, and calling upon the memory and the great name of the person we want to bring back. Well, that sort of burning leaves a smoke in the air, and that spirit is not able to tell friend from foe. It just sees that there are things between it and its body, and it must be subdued before it can be attached to said body. Now, without equipment, it's usually without equipment unless you say the personal effect. You say the Aoife, you have his personal effect. What do you have for him?
Aoife's looking over the edge of the hole, pops her head back up, and goes, "What?"
What of Crabman's do you have?
I have his hammer. As she picks it up with one hand.
Oh, and you notice that the crab hammer has actually changed shape since last you saw it. Instead of being shaped directly like a crab's claw, the end of it is now just a big hunk of metal with a crab engraved into the side.
That's not right.
No, so Aoife would know that it is right, and Aoife would have been able to see the change happen. Like, it would have happened as soon as it got into Aoife's hands.
Ah.
So basically, that's the way it looks when Aoife holds it. And it looks, while it is a very big, heavy hammer, big, heavy maul, it looks more appropriate to Aoife's size while she, it does look oversized. It looked oversized in Crabman's hands, but now it looks the same amount of oversized in Aoife's hands.
Stop it. Stop it. No.
Damn. He over there fighting for his life.
And that is, magic, yes?
That's
do you-
always been magic.
Do you know if he pilfered it or if he forged it himself?
I don't know.
Because if that is like a personally made, bound to self weapon, I guess I'm being loud, so I'm gonna close my door. If that is personally made, bound to self weapon, he will be able to have it while fighting for his body.
Who?
Crabman. I explained this. When the spirit come back, it cannot see friend from foe. It just sees a bunch of things between it and his body.
Oh, that wasn't who. That was ooh.
So, yes.
Ooh. Ooh. That's gonna hurt.
It is going to hurt, and
That's
and I
bad.
cannot help. It will have to be just you, his friends, to do it.
Oh. Ah. Okay.
So, So all this would take place at the fortress, correct?
No, it takes place when you bring me back his heart. When you bring me back the heart of the demon. It will happen in this room, actually.
Okay.
Because
Then
you see in the corner there, I'll have to fix it up while you are out. I tried something a little drastic last night, and it I did not like it. But that's where we will perform. But in the corner there is where we will perform that ritual. But luckily for you, this may go down a little. This may not go down too hard. The person who is granting me this power is very invested in well, he's invested in you specifically, but I do not know if you know him because he's sort of. He only speaks through. He speaks through intermediaries and mediums. It's not
You know his name?
Oh, he speaks in riddles. He's
I know
I
of
think
only
it
riddle
starts with
speakers, none of them cool.
yes, no. This is
Alrighty, fellas. I hate to press things, but I do have to get going soon.
well, it's a little embarrassing to say this, but have you spent any decent amount of time in the library with history books here?
Yes? Kind of. I mean, me and Jade were teleported in one when we got here, so...
Then you would have heard of the old god killer, Acham.
Is that the is that the guy? Is that the guy?
It
Guy. That's the
It
guy.
is.
And
Maxwell's
considering that
face immediately goes from like, yeah.
and seeing that Drew has to go, I'm gonna end session there. Good night, guys.